Depression is something I've certainly dealt with in my life. And what I'm really saying to you, and this is, I'm not going to prove this right now, but is that virtually everything that happens to us later on in life begins as a coping mechanism in childhood. So, I've talked about these coping mechanisms to maintain our attachment relationships, and so as a result, we suppress ourselves. Now, if you look at the word depression itself, what does it actually mean to depress something? It means to push it down. In depression, something is pushed down. What is usually pushed down in depression? It's anger. And the problem is, when we push down one of our emotions, it's hard to experience the others. And now there's this joyless, negative, hopeless experience of depression. It does begin as a coping mechanism in childhood, when the environment could not tolerate your emotions, so you learn to push them down. And then later on, you'll be diagnosed with depression. Now you might ask, am I saying depression is not physiological? Sure it is. But the part of this process is that these early experiences don't only affect our emotions, they also affect our brain physiology. So childhood stresses actually will have an impact on how much serotonin is going to be available in my brain. Serotonin being one of the mood chemicals. So when you take fluoxetine or Prozac, you're elevating your serotonin levels. Now, I am by personality a kind of a depressive, so that's my baseline. You might think this jolly fellow, how could he be depressed? But that is kind of my baseline. That's my default setting. Less and less as I learn to deal with it. But I know that I'm challenged in terms of serotonin. But that does go back to early childhood, because early childhood actually programs the brain physiologically. And as one becomes more self-aware and self-compassionate, you can reverse that.